Hello everybody and welcome back to Gran Turismo 4. Last time we took on the World Compact Cup, and in this time we'll be taking on the next professional event, the World Classic Cup. And as you can see, we already got our car picked out for this event, because this is going to be a little bit of a long one. You have ourselves a Honda S800 RSE race car. 1968, of course. I don't know why I read that wrong, but let's go ahead and get into professional events. And let me just show you real quick why this is going to be a long one. So let's get into it, right? 50,000 for completing a championship, so it's already going to be long because it's a championship. But look at what track's on there. One lap of one lap of Nürburgring. Yeah, okay. And then we have some pretty good tracks overall. We got Fuji, El Capitan. We got a new one, Cota de Azur, or however you pronounce it. And then we have, it's Laguna Seca. So for starters, if you remember when I forgot exactly what it was called, but it was like the, like, classic Japanese cup or whatever, like 1970s. You remember that it was a lot, like, slower. It was a lot slower because there's older cars, right? Not so much in this tournament. Or, championship. Because in this championship, it's pretty fast, actually. It's fitting because it's an IB race. And in case you can't tell, our main competition is going to end up being the Shelby Cobra, the 427. Or, I don't know if it's the AC version of the Cobra or the actual Shelby Cobra, but either way, the car in first is going to be our main problem because this thing is ungodly fast, considering this championship is not really supposed to be like that difficult. It is probably like one of the worst opponents we could have gotten for this, because this Cobra is like really fast. It's like practically it's practically cheating, but I mean, what can you really do? Just get a, like, see, I went from 6-second difference to a 9-second difference. So I think what I might do is, let me see. I don't think I'm gonna get up to them. So I think what I might do is I'm gonna abandon the championship or whatever, and then just keep RNG rolling until I manage to get something better. So I'll do that for a little bit and see what happens. Okay, so after a little bit of time, I decided that not only would I try and spin for better opponents, but also it would probably be better to switch cars, because when I looked at the upgrades on the Honda, turns out the thing was already pretty much fully maxed out on upgrades, and it was still struggling against opponents, so I decided instead to opt for a Nissan Skyline, a 1960s one. So let's go ahead and get into it. I am sure you're going to be able to tell, but I invested a lot of money into this thing, like probably like maybe 40,000 just to make sure this thing is actually good to compete. Because the thing is, even without the Cobra there to, what's it called, be one of the opponents, this championship could still be a little difficult because there's not much in terms of like gapping opponents. Like, you have to basically have to just get in front of them and then just do good consistently. Like, there's no real way to actually like build distance on them, because everyone's cars is pretty much built the exact same. So our main opponent this time is going to be this Buick Special by the looks of it. Okay, that was rough. Okay, so this one is not one where I can just cheese the shortcut on Fuji, so I have to actually try on this track, but it seems like even this car is struggling heavily, so um, give me a second, and I'm going to consider my options for this championship and see what I can do. Alright, so we're back again the third time, and this time I decided instead to opt for Plymouth Superbird, because this thing has almost 500 horsepower, and it qualifies still, because it goes up to 1970. So let's go ahead and get this started. Just like the one of two Plymouth that actually exist in the game, so I figured I should show Plymouth some support. Alright, so we already have a rough start to this championship. Two cars already down the drain that I wanted to actually use for this championship, and instead I have to just go for pure horsepower now. It's a shame, because I actually wanted to use, what's it called, that Honda. But it's just slow, like, I don't know what it's meant for, really. I guess it's like a collector car, I guess. Oh, yeah, I'm a little bit too fast for this, Corvette here. I don't remember if it's been a little bit since I recorded last, so I don't remember if I've used this in, like, the American events, but it said I drove this apparently 19 times. So I'm going to assume that I have used this before. But yeah, I'm gonna assume I used it before, and I'm gonna assume that this thing's gonna probably carry me to, what's it called? It's gonna carry me to the first place prize. So this version of Fuji Speedway, the 80s variant, is honestly kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. Because it doesn't really have anything besides just that big turn, the straight, and then that little section at the bottom. There's not really a lot going on. So this car is not dominating as much as the A-spec point thing would lead you to believe. Because this Corvette's actually keeping up, which is a good thing, because I make sure I'm staying on my toes, making sure I don't accidentally slip up anywhere. Which is a thing I've been prone to do in this entire Let's Play so far. Oh, like that. Oh god, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Hurry up. I just jinxed myself. Oh, okay. Alright, so yeah, this Corvette is looking like it's going to be our rival for this entire championship. Although I am faster, I'm pretty sure he just simply has better handling and stuff like that, so it's going to be a little rough trying to get ahead of him when I keep like slipping and sliding and stuff like that. It's also going to be a little rough because this thing only has like 4 gears on it, so I can't go to, looks like, can't go past anything 120. Sorry, it looks like I can't go anything past 120. That's what I meant to say, but what's it called? I was so concentrated trying to make sure I didn't, what's it called, let him get ahead of me. That, slipped my words. Alright, that's the first race down. And honestly, it's a pretty close competition between me and this Corvette here, so I don't think this thing is too overpowered. I think right now where it's at, it's good because there still is a little competition. Also, yeah, you can see right here just how much money I tried putting into that Skyline, and it didn't even end up working out, so I'm gonna have to make the money back somehow. I would also have to make money just because there's a special thing I need to show. It's 700 days, I'm pretty sure. So let's go ahead and get into El Capitan, specifically the reverse variant. I don't know why I started 6th. No, I don't need to practice. I can catch up. I haven't shown that yet, but you could actually, like, when you're practicing, you can set times to a track so you can get in better starting positions. So if I were to set a really, really good time, I think I could end up starting in first. Bye bye. Yahoo! This thing's turning is horrible though, so that's like the main drawback. Is that this thing, well, I'm pretty sure just looking at a picture of the Super Bird, you could imagine this thing controls like a tank. But it's very like bulky and swingy, so I have to be careful when I'm turning, because if I turn a little bit too much, I could probably end up spinning out. Alright, taking this a little bit cleaner than last try. Never mind. I really need to just stop staying stuff in the middle of these races. I keep jinxing myself so much in this Let's Play. And I don't know why it happens literally every time I do a race. Like, every time I do a race and I say something like, oh, I'm doing good, I end up wrecking out. Like, I don't understand. Alright, it didn't happen that time, but it was pretty close to. Oh, that's a brick. Never mind, I can drive on that. Anyways, like I said, I think it is going to be a close competition between me and this Corvette here, so it'll actually be a good race because I won't have to just be in the front all the time. Oh! That's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Come on. I should have recognized that I was about to go over that cliff. Nah, that's on me, honestly. Ooh, okay, yeah, this is a rough race. It wouldn't be bad for me if I got second place. We'd just be tied again, me and this Corvette here. So I just have to, I either have to build a lead or just control that 3-point difference that I have on him. We are catching up though, which is the good thing. I should be catching up to him at some point. That wipeout though is devastating for this whole overall race though. Well, yeah, that was bad. The actual wipeout was bad, but also the like desperate attempt to get back on the track was also bad because it took me like 50 years to get back on the track, or to get back going forward. I hope when I say stuff like that, like I phrase words weird, you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I know it's probably sounds like I'm what's the word? Or like, what am I trying to say here? Not illiterate. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I hope when I say stuff weird, like that whole thing right there, it doesn't come off as like weird. I hope you guys can understand what I'm even trying to say, really. But it looks like this race is not going so well in my favor because of that one wipeout. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna come down to just me being in second because I couldn't catch back up to this guy. It's like I said at the beginning, like there's not much room to just gap people unless they wipe out horribly like I did. Then there's not really a lot of room to actually, you know, create distance or even catch up, really. I have to basically rely on this guy's car like breaking down in the middle of the like right now in order to actually catch back up, because even with this little wall riding thing right here, it's not gonna help. What's even worse is the next track is gonna be one where there's not a lot of straights and there's a lot of room to mess up, which is Nürburgring. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go back and Um, will I get gold on that? I probably should end up getting gold because I think you get the prize card if you just win the championship overall. But I don't really like seeing the fact that I have a silver on my. Oof, sorry. I don't like seeing the fact that I have a silver on there when I could have had a gold. All right, let's get into Nürburgring. Nordschleife. Nordschleife. I don't know how you pronounce that last one. So we're in the rolling start variant of Nürburgring. Let's get into this 7-minute hell. Also, sorry, I have some cheddar popcorn right next to me, so I'm just munching on that. And also, I'm sure you may have noticed that that weird little buzzing sound that's been in the last few videos isn't there anymore. Well, I while I was changing cars, I ended up doing something that fixed it. What was it, you might ask? Well, it was as simple as unplugging all the cords and plugging it back into the capture card. So there's that. I fixed the little buzzing sound effect, so now it's not plaguing these videos with like a. And also the video is now consistently not like, it's not messing up at all. Well, the video's always never been really like messing up. It's just been the audio that's been weird sometimes. But all it took was just unplugging and plugging it back in. So we're driving Nürburgring in a very tanky, not really controllable car, which could be a problem, but as long as I learn to not really like go too far with some of the things I'm doing, then it should be fine. Fortunately, this thing can only go 120 like max. Or no, it could look like I can go like 130 if I push it, but I don't think I'll actually be able to push it that far. Luckily, I am catching up though. I think this thing is better in terms of acceleration, so when I have to take turns like that, I could end up catching up to this Corvette a lot quicker if I just don't mess up turns. Alright, so that was rough, but it ended up actually helping, so that's a positive there. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I slightly touched the grass, I ended up sliding, and it slowed me down enough to actually take the turn smoothly. So, I'm gonna take that as a sign that I'm probably gonna end up winning, because I already am almost caught up to the dude. I just have to make sure I don't mess up anything dramatically. Alright. Come on, I'm so close to overtaking this dude. Okay. Come on. Alright. We're ahead now. Oh, barely. I just gotta drive the rest of this track beautifully. Wait, what happened to him? I saw that. Barely, but I don't know what happened to him, but he did something that made me get like a second, even though we were both going same speed practically. Come on. So we're like about halfway through the track. We just got a little bit more to go, and then we'll be on this final straight, and then we'll be done with this 7-minute hellhole. But in terms of Gran Turismo news, I've been following the GT, the well, I think it's just called the Spec 2 mod, but Gran Turismo 4, the Spec 2 mod, which is adding back cut content, and actually now adding original content because they were able to add a new event to the beginner series called what was it? It was four cylinder shootout. And basically, the way that works is in this game, or at least vanilla GT4, the engines are only counted as NA or turbo. So there's not really like anything for like actual like cylinders or like yeah, four cylinders, three cylinders, five cylinders, or stuff like that, right? In the Spec 2 mod, they're actually going to be changing that so that the engines are classified by how many cylinders they have and if they're NA or turbo, I believe. So they'll actually be able to do more events based on engine restrictions now. Along with that, they have also added, I don't know if they added a car, but they've added in a lot of like region exclusive stuff. Like the Korean cars from the Korea version of the game where it's like 50 Hyundais that didn't have Hyundais. Well, that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, but you know what? I'll go with it. There's like 50 Hyundais that got added into the Korean version that never made it into any other version of the game. So they added that back. They added in some like Japanese cars and stuff like that. They added in a new one make. I don't know if it's a new one make race event or a cut one, but they added a one make race event for the Viper, which is called the Snake Pipe Festival, and that's pretty cool. But there's not really a lot of news about the Spec 2 mod because the main person that runs it on Twitter, or the main person that's like developing it, they don't really post much about it. They kind of just periodically post about it and just post about other stuff randomly. Like right now, they're like going through, they're tweeting a lot of like Forza Motorsport, like the new one that came out. A lot of Forza Motorsport stuff. All right, sorry. Ooh, sorry. Anyways, yeah, the Spec 2 mod developers tweeting a lot of Forza Motorsport stuff, and I'm just waiting to see if there's any more news about the Spec 2 mod because it looks really good, and yeah, it looks really good, and I hope that eventually it comes out at some point. Who knows when it'll come out, but hopefully it'll come out soon, like probably in the next few years or a couple of years. Okay, that's not big enough for me to actually fall behind, pretty sure. That is though. Oh, okay, okay. I gotta keep him behind me. This section up here I'm scared about, the straightaway, because I don't know how fast this thing can go, this Corvette, and I don't know if it's faster than what I can do. This is like 130 approximately. But we're gonna have to hurry up and see. So let's go ahead and get this started. Let's get the straightaway section started. I am faster than him initially, but I don't know how long that'll hold up. Can't tell if he's catching up or not. It looks like he's approximately the same distance, or nope, he's slightly catching up now. All right. Just gonna brake slightly. We can still go about like 100 through here. We just gotta be really careful when we're taking this last turn up here. Overall, I think this Nürburgring run was a really clean race. I did a lot better on Nürburgring than I usually do, which is like running off the tracks at like almost every turn imaginable. That was a really clean run of Nürburgring. I think it's because it was also just kind of a slower car, but even then, I think it was impressive just because this thing controls like a tank, like a boat. It just flings everywhere, and then it's just like it flings everywhere, and then sometimes it just doesn't even want to like get back on the track. Sometimes it accelerates it a lot slower than what I expected it to do. Here's the new one, Cote d'Azur. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm hoping I pronounce it right, but as you can see, we have a 4-point lead on this Corvette, so we're already at a good position. Um, I'm fine starting at sixth here. I think this track is. I think this track is. uh, That can be a little bit interesting. It's been a while since I've driven on this track, especially because this track is a lot like you don't ever see it towards the beginning of the game. It's like a middle stage, late game track of the game, so it is interesting to see. But let's see how I handle this track. Luckily, there is a wall riding section here. But I do think I vaguely remember there being like a wall I slammed into one time in a license test, I'm pretty sure. Or I don't remember. I think it was during this Let's Play series, but I just don't remember exactly when it was. And we got some funky music to jam out to whenever I'm trying to drive this track. Alright. First major like straightaway. Alright, gonna have to brake. And we barely made it. That is a rough little section there. Alright, we're able to hold our own. We just gotta make sure we can actually catch up to him at some point. 'Cause this dude is this Corvette is um, it's a bit of a beast at taking these corners. It's a lot better than what I can do, so that's a major problem because this thing is the Superbird it can do straightaways, but it can't really do turns all that well. So that's why it's I'd say that's why this I'd say that's why this Corvette is making some big distance. But now that I know the major straightaways and where this major wall ride section up here, I should be able to actually pass him. Maybe in this turn. Maybe not. Maybe not. Ooh, barely holding his lead. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, ooh, ooh. He lost it. All right, now I have to make sure I take everything clean. Because now this actually is just a battle to keep first. You know what this kind of reminds me of, or just the whole track here. Now it's like kind of a close race. This reminds me of I don't know if any of you have played Need for Speed Carbon, but this reminds me of canyon races from Need for Speed Carbon. Those were the most fun thing I've ever, like most fun racing, like the most thrilling racing of thing you can do. Those canyon races were tense, and you can't fall off here, but it does have the same feeling where if you wipe out, you're basically done. But yeah, those canyon races were really fun. I may end up doing a Let's Play on Need for Speed Carbon, but I don't know. Oh, okay. We're good. Alright, Corvette's behind me. Close race. Ooh, that may be rough. Where's he going? Oh, that's where he is. Okay. I don't know why I got a little confused there. I thought I didn't realize if I had to go left or right, but I figured it out. Just in time for us to complete the race. There we go. With a 1 second difference. Alright. Let's go ahead and get on to our final race for the championship, actually. How long have I been recording for? It's like roughly about like 30 minutes, probably. I think I started recording at, well, I think I started recording at 2, and then that's like 12:30 now, or 2:30. Yeah, it's a pretty good championship. I guess for this one, Laguna Seca's kind of a short track, so I can go ahead and showcase what I was talking about with the qualifying and championships, because it is a big thing. It is a big help whenever you're trying to do these championships. So let me show you real quick. So as you can see, it says position 6th place. So all you want to do for these qualifiers or these lap times is you want to set the best lap time you can possibly do, just so that way you can get yourself a better position. So as you can see, the Corvette's behind me. He's just doing like laps around the track. You want to basically set the best time possible because it can get you first. It can get you first, like right off the bat. So you can do this at any time you're in a championship if you want to get yourself a better starting position. It's really beneficial to do it sometimes when you know your car is definitely slower. I didn't do it with the Honda or the Skyline because I just thought those cars were kind of slow in general. I didn't think they'd be able to keep up like at all. I saw an ad and went, alright, that's bad for qualifiers. I did think I will be able to beat this guy in any position. I just wanted to showcase this, like, what you can do if you wanted to get better time. He is right behind us, so... I was almost able to take the corkscrew without problems. I did almost go off the track, so there's that. Also, heads up, the lap time doesn't stop at like actually, I don't know where it stops at really, because I haven't ever done this, but I don't think it stops at the actual like lap, like the finish line. I think it stops at wherever you ended up starting at. Or it could start here. I think it actually, yep, okay, never mind. Alright, I will do this, but, or you know what? I'll just do this extra lap real quick, and then I'll come back to y'all and see what starting position I get. Alright, so after doing one lap, we managed to get ourselves first place in the starting position. So let's go ahead and get back on to the actual race. So let's go ahead and get ourselves back in the race at Laguna Seca. So already we're at a huge advantage here. Our main competition's behind us, and we already got ourselves a 1-point spec race. So automatically we're at a really big advantage. We just have to make sure we can actually pull this off. So we got 2 laps on Laguna Seca. Pretty standard race. It's not nearly as long as the... Actually, I don't think the World Compact Cup was that long either. It may have been, but I don't know. As I said, it's been a little bit since I recorded, so I don't remember the exact race times. But what I do remember is that... Sorry about that. Anyways, what I do remember is that we managed to somehow get an MR2 to fit in the restrictions for that one, for the World Compact Cup. And for this one, Superbird somehow counts because it's 1970. It's a 1970 car, which qualifies for the World Classic Cup, surprisingly, because it goes up to 1970. The thing is, there are a lot of cars that would qualify under here, that would be better than a Superbird, but I don't think that it would have been a good idea to try and get something like a Cobra or the uh, what would you call it? The Buick Special, the one that was giving us trouble when I brought in the Skyline. I don't think that would be a good idea because those costs a good chunk of change, and overall they're just kind of like a one-time thing. Like if I used it for this event, I probably would never use it again. So I had to like, I'm trying to conserve my money basically because there's a something I want to do or want to get in this game that I don't think I'll have enough money for when the time comes around. But you never know. I could probably grind out the RSC Rally Raid car again just for a while until I can actually get it or get whatever I want to get. But that would take forever, and I don't know if I could actually like get it in time. Anyways, just shoving this guy a little bit, shoving him around, just get him in the dirt. Yeah. I'm trying to get this what's it called championship done. I'm not really concerned about driving clean at this point. Push him off to the dirt again. Alright, so I think our best time for the qualifying lap was actually better than what we got here. Anyways, this championship overall is not that bad, actually, now that I actually got a car that, well, for one, I got a car that can actually compete, but two, I got good opponents that don't give too much competition, but the only one that, what's it called? The one that does give us competition is honestly a really good challenge for me. I have to actually be able to, not wipe out horribly like I did on El Capitan. Also, sorry for almost wiping out there. I saw something on my phone and I decided to check it. And it looks like that recovery. Gotta be able to recover. There we go. And with that, we managed to score ourselves a first place position on Laguna Seca. Yeah. Alright. Let's get out of here. Let's see what our prize car is. And actually, I don't know, but I do think this will qualify us to get to 25% completion for Gran Turismo 4. So what I'm getting at here is that we're going to maybe ending up getting a second prize car for 25% completion. Every quarter of the game will give you a new prize car for just completing a quarter of the game. You got one for 50, you got one for 25, 50, 75, and 100%. But let's see what our prize car is for the World Classic Cup to begin with. So our prize car is going to end up being, let's see. Mercedes-Benz Daimler Motor Carriage 1986. We're completing the World Classics. And for 25% completion, we get ourselves an Audi Volare Quattro. A pretty good price card for getting 25% completion. Along with that, we have also unlocked ourselves a new type of event. An event that is precarious, long, and it takes a while to get completed. Welcome to the endurance events. As you can see, we have one track, Grand Valley Speedway, 60 laps. These races are meant to push you to your limits, making sure that you can actually keep up and make sure that you actually know what you are doing. Here you go into Kaba Circuit for 9 hours. This one you go around Twin Ring Motegi for 8 hours. There are some that go on for 24 hours. All of that is to say, this is probably the biggest concern for this entire Let's Play. I don't know how much time I'm willing to put into covering everything that happens in these endurance events, because these endurance events go on for insanely long times, and it's kind of a pain if you ask me, but we have to get it done for this Let's Play, so I will show them off. They just won't all be fully recorded. Like, actually, I don't think any of them will be fully recorded, because that's asking a lot, but I think overall I will show them, but they won't be fully recorded, if you know what I'm saying. I would just showcase, like, not even highlights, but like random footage of the B-Spec driver, because I am not driving for 24 hours. I am not doing that. But what I am willing to do is showcase this new car we got. Fun fact, this is the oldest car in the game. 1886, from the 19th century. This is a joke car if you've ever seen one. This thing is not meant to go fast at all, but that's kind of the point, because it is the first car in existence. But along with that, we got ourselves a much more exciting car in the form of the Audi Nuvolari Quattro. Look at this beauty. It's not the fastest car, but it is a really good car to have, because this thing is fast. I don't know if you saw it, but it does have, I think it's at 600 horsepower, I want to say, is what it said it had. 608 horsepower. That is a lot to have in a car. And what else is a lot? It's how much stuff we did in this episode. So, next time on Gran Turismo 4, we'll be taking on something. Who knows what it'll be. See you guys next time.